I don't want to waste your time with another video about who to pick up on waivers in week 11 for fantasy football. I usually look at Justin Boone at Yahoo Sports. He's won the Fantasy Pros Most Accurate Expert of the Year. Very comprehensive list, but I'm going to tell you where I disagree. And disagreeing with experts is part of what's allowed me to win 36% of all the fantasy football leagues I've been in the last 20 plus years. Special guest appearance this video, by the way, from my 3-week-old son. A lot of the guys that Justin Boone mentions in his top 10 pickups for this week were in Nesto's crystal ball last week, especially the top two, both Troy Franklin and Alec Pierce. I post those videos every Thursday to look at the top waiver pickups 1 week ahead. The narratives for both these guys are pretty straightforward. Both of them have been acting like the wide receiver ones on their teams. They're already picked up in basically all of my leagues, but you should go ahead and grab them if you can. Consider that Alec Pierce is on bye, but he actually has a little bit of a higher upside than Troy Franklin because of the volume of this passing attack. Next, we have Tyjae Spears, who, yes, is a solid pickup. There's a good chance that he supplants Tony Pollard as the primary back in Tennessee, and Tennessee's offense has had a very hard schedule actually so far this year. They have a couple easier matchups down the stretch. Curious where I rank exactly all these guys, by the way, you can go to my site fansports.com. Before we have Blake Corum, who's basically been splitting drives with Kyren Williams the last couple of weeks in what's been maybe the NFL's best offense so far. So this is a guy with league-winning upside if something happens to Kyren. However, I'm not sure I would put him quite this high. I think it's a little bit of a fluke potentially that he's getting this many equal snaps to Kyren Williams. Just the game script the last couple of weeks has been the Rams dominating their matchups, and I think that we're going to see a little bit more of that 70-30 split that we saw earlier in the year. Justin Boone has Tez Johnson, number 5. I'm not a huge Tez Johnson fan. He's a very undersized wide receiver. I know Tampa Bay needs all the help they can right now, but I prefer the guy ranked at number 8, who is Parker Washington. He looked pretty clearly like Trevor Lawrence's favorite target. Boone has Juwan Johnson one spot ahead of Colson Loveland. I'm okay with that. Colson Loveland went down from 80% plus snap share to 61% last week with Cole Kmet healthy, whereas Juwan Johnson's one of the best tight end target dependable guys you can have in the NFL right now. Also seen an uptick in his performance with Tyler Show, which you like to see with a new quarterback. Rounding out these guys, we have Amari DeMarcado. I said before this week he was the most interesting back in Arizona. I think that stays. I don't think Trey Benson's coming back this week, maybe not for another week or two. Number 10 is Cade Otton. I actually have him above any other tight end this week. He got 12 targets last week. His stats without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin have been godly for a while now. And I don't know why any quarterbacks aren't in his top 10 because there are some great QB pickups once again this week. I've been talking for weeks now about Marcus Mariota and Jacoby Brissett both being in elite positions for a quarterback. Both guys who can run the ball a little bit, will get significant volume. Also happy playing Aaron Rodgers against Cincinnati. That is a cheese matchup always. I don't know why Joe Burrow is available in so many leagues. He's only 58% owned on Yahoo, but he's going to come back in just a couple weeks, probably before Bucky Irving. Speaking of Bucky Irving, I did a deep investigation, deeper than anyone else's I've seen, on his injury and what to expect for fantasy football. Check that video out. But one guy that's not in the top 10 here that should be is Sean Tucker. I'm going to make a separate video about Sean Tucker, but I think he's going to get more and more carries compared to Rachaad White in this offense. My son's waking up. Don't forget to check out fansports.com. That's where I rank all the players in the NFL, updating those rankings every single day, the whole season. I want to help you guys win your fantasy football league. Thank you for spending a few valuable minutes of your day with me here. Stay learning. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.